Hello everyone and welcome to Supertech Presents Business Leadership Awards 2012. It's absolutely fantastic to have all of you here. It's great to see the very cream of India Inc. right here with us and all of you who are here with us today. It gives us great pleasure to welcome you. Over the years, we have worked very hard at making these the most credible business awards in the country, and that has been helped largely by the jury process. The top people get together and they help to select the people whom we honor this particular evening. So before we start, we just want to take you through the jury process for the Business Leadership Awards.
For over 3 months, NDTV Profit collaborated on painstaking research by Deloitte and a special jury. Now, please meet our all-star panel of judges. They're 8 of India's biggest thinkers and leaders, but what they're really respected for is their integrity. They're overworked, but they gave us their support, energy and time. These are your 8 judges. Naina Lal Kidwai, Group General Manager and Country Head, HSBC India.
It's an award which is very important, even more important in times such as this, where we are beginning to worry about industry and how India looks in terms of its growth story.
Kalpana Morporia, CEO, JP Morgan India.
There is a very healthy debate. There's a lot of background work done. So I think it's a phenomenal event in terms of recognizing industry stalwarts.
Shanti Ekambaram, President, Corporate and Investment Banking, Kotak Mahindra Bank.
I like the way that we go into an in-depth analysis on the various nominees, their strengths, their weaknesses, and in addition to just hard numbers, we take calls based on many factors.
Tarun Das, former Chief Mentor, CII.
These companies who have been selected for awards are really the best companies and command respect of society. So it's very good that we're doing this.
TN Naina, Editor and Publisher, Business Standard.
There aren't that many companies that are doing well in many sectors. We've skipped one or two, but there have also been some great performers in difficult times. So you get the good and the bad.
Dorab Supariwala, Editorial Advisor, NDTV. Onindo Chakravarti, Managing Editor, NDTV Profit. Dr. Pranoy Roy, Executive Co-Chairperson, NDTV Limited. The winners tonight are their choice, and that in itself is an honor worth treasuring.
So before we actually get to the awards and all the winners, can I just invite Pranoy to come up and say a few words?
Thank you all very, very much for coming. I'm deeply grateful. I know a lot of you have come from Bombay or Mumbai, is it? I think Dorab still calls it Bombay, insists on. But thank you very, very much. Particularly coming to a media company's award function. This is seen by many to be an era of scams and scandals. We don't see it that way. We see it as an era of a cleansing process, that India is going to come out of this better, stronger, and a prouder country and a more efficient country. And we need to go through this process to make it a corruption-free country. But I'm particularly pleased also tonight to have an old friend, a person I've admired tremendously over many decades, more decades than we'd like to admit to. But I think most of you will agree with me that Montek Ahluwalia is the finest mind in the government of any section of the government. And it's wonderful, Montek, that you've come, and we look forward to hearing what you have to say. But there is one grouse I have against you. For years I've asked you just to do one small thing and you've just not done it. I've asked you to close down the Planning Commission. It's another era. What are we doing with it? So I'm going to stop asking you that now. I'm going to ask you just a slight, lesser favor. Change the name. Change its focus. Call it the Development Commission or the Removing of Distortions in Our Markets Commission. But Planning Commission, I know the Bongs started it, like Shukhamoy and the rest. But I think we need a Sardar to change it and to end it. But thank you very much for coming. So this evening is dedicated to the cleansing process. You'll find one common theme among all our winners. It's an evening for those in industry who we are proud of because of their integrity. It's an evening dedicated to the fight against corruption and a fight against the planning process. Two dedications.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's time now to begin with the awards presentation. And we're starting this evening with a very, very special award, the Transformation Leader of the Year. She's someone who's been named as India's most powerful woman in business. She has not only steered her company through very, very tough times, but has also managed to transform the financial landscape of the country, ensuring that retail banking grows and grows. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now to begin the first award of the evening. Let's see the Transformation Leader of the Year. You've transformed ICICI, you've transformed banking. We now want you to give tips to our policymakers on how to transform India.
Well, in my view, transformation is not about taking one big step or one giant step. I think transformation is about taking hundreds of those steps that make one big change. So, you need to realize where you are today as a leader, either of a company or the country, and to have a vision of where you want to be, and then back that up with a lot of initiatives, implement it with a lot of focus and determination to get to that. So that's what we essentially did in ICICI. But I think as far as the country is concerned, clearly we have a lot of steps to take if we want to get to our full potential. The steps have to be a mix of the macro, big policy changes, but I think backed a lot by actions here and now. We need actions to get our projects working. We need actions to get the investment drive back into the country. We need actions where we can create capacity and fight inflation. And we need actions where we can make our youth trained, educated, and employable.
Dr. Roy.
Montek actually says he wants to be a journalist this evening and ask a few questions. He's wanting to do that all his life, actually.
Dr. Alivaria.
Thanks, Chanda. This is really nice because very often I'm asked questions, so it's quite a unique privilege to be actually asking the question. What I'd like to ask you is that, you're the leading private sector bank in India. Do you think that we're getting enough competitive processes between the public and the private sector in banking? And do you get a sense that the public sector is, as it were, following the sort of innovative things that you're doing in the private sector, or do they see their work as being quite different from yours?
No, I think I have a lot of admiration for the public sector banking in India as well. Given the kind of challenges that they started with, and given the fact that there were on one hand the foreign banks and on the other hand the private sector banks that started afresh, really without any issues of legacy, and could create so much innovation in the banking sector, I think the public sector has responded to that challenge very, very admirably. And today, they compete with us in every manner. Well, every bank, every sector, every segment has certain strengths, certain challenges. But I think overall, I must say that the entire banking sector has coped with what the customers need and what the technology innovations would be.
It's really kind of you to make time for this. Thank you so much and many congratulations.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for us to now kick off the awards that recognize business leadership in specific sectors of our economy. We're going to stay with banks. May I please invite on stage Mr. R.K. Arora, the CMD of Supertech Limited, to please join Dr. Ahluwalia and Dr. Roy on stage as we take a look at the nominees for banking.
Business leader in banks. Bank of Baroda, Punjab National Bank, State Bank of India, Canara Bank, ICICI Bank Limited, HDFC Bank Limited, Axis Bank, Yes Bank, IndusInd Bank.
The business leader in banking, HDFC Bank. This year, we're also adding a very special jury award category that recognizes outstanding performers across all sectors. Now, these are companies who've shown constant uptrend in revenues as well as growth for the last 3 consecutive fiscal years. We call them growth champions. Our first growth champion this evening is also from the banking space. Congratulations to IndusInd Bank. IndusInd Bank, our very first growth champion. Congrats. May I now invite Mr. Prithviraj Bagrecha, the Managing Director at Rodeo Drive Luxury Products, Bangalore, to join us to present the next award. And let's take a look at the nominees for the aviation sector.
Business leader in aviation. Indigo, Jet Airways India Limited, SpiceJet Limited.
And the winner in this category is Indigo. May I please invite Mr. Aditya Ghosh, the president of Indigo, to please come up on stage and accept the award.